Well, one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on is because you are, of course, my Secretary of Retribution. You know that for Stinchfield's Army, and
I
so
am.
I wanted to bring you on for that. But more importantly, you were caught up in this Arctic frost. You were on 4 subpoenas, very important subpoenas. You never knew about them. Explain to me what happened in this information you just got now, and they were looking to talk to you, Colonel.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I just wanted to correct. I think John Solomon mentioned that he wanted to get President Trump to declassify the interview. It was actually that interview was done by Chairman Jim Jordan of the Judiciary Committee, so it would be him to decide to declassify it. But luckily, Jim Jordan did submit the criminal referral, I believe it was about 2 weeks ago, over to the DOJ, and I'm glad to see that it looks like there's talk of it actually coming to fruition, right? The other thing is when Tom Speciale, by the way, Tom Speciale is a really good friend of mine. I've known him for quite a few years. So let's just say who to put him up to it. He knows the system very well. He knows it just as well as I do. But luckily for him, while he was investigated as well by the rogue DOJ, he wasn't investigated by, I'm talking about Tom Speciale, by Jack Smith. So the 4 subpoenas that were actually placed on me, it was essentially indirectly. And I argue that of the 197 subpoenas that Jack Smith could, put forth that were declassified by Chairman of the Judiciary and the Senate, Chuck Grassley, I think that the 4 most important ones that people need to look at are specifically the ones where I am targeted, because they first target the 4 organizations in the Trump fundraising ecosystem. So I'm looking at my notes here. It's Save America Joint Fundraising Committee was subpoenaed by Jack Smith. Save America, MAGA PAC, and Trump Make America Great Again Committee, specifically looking for any communications that they may have had with me and several other people, which is interesting because that subpoena was issued on February 10th of 2023, 2.5 years ago. So Susie Wiles, who headed up those PACs, along with Chris LaCivita and the treasurer, Bradley Crate, they had to have known about these subpoenas. So then it begs the question, they were under no obligation to keep that quiet and under wraps. Why did they keep it quiet and under wraps? And only it was Chairman of the Judiciary Committee last week that released these subpoenas. It would have been nice for me to know this, Grant, because had I known back in February of 2023, I would have used my network influence and relationships to be able to start to take Jack Smith to task. Nothing unlawful or illegal. I know my background and I know that I'm clean, and they've been looking at me for years. These aren't the first 4 subpoenas that they placed on me from the DOJ. I have several others that I can share with you as well that they went after me on, and they found nothing.
So I saw you on the list. I saw the document myself. I put eyes on it. Why didn't they send you the subpoena directly? Why would you not have just received that, had a process server serve you with it?
Well, guess what? I remember that the Jack Smith investigation is downstream from the Nancy Pelosi January 6th Fedsurrection cover-up investigation. And under that, they leveraged the DOJ as well. But when the Democrats lost the House in November of 2022, starting in January and February of 2023 is when the Jack Smith investigation kicked off as a response to President Trump running for re-election in November of 2022. Jack Smith's investigation is downstream from Pelosi because they had to hide it or in another organization that they controlled. So I did get subpoenas. I found out that I got subpoenas, not only these 4, but other ones where they looked at my Apple, my Google, my Facebook. And these are just the ones that I know of that these organizations sent it to me. These subpoenas never went directly to me. They went to companies that have information on me, and the main purpose that he was trying to do was to tie Donald Trump to January 6th and anybody related to January 6th so that they can work their way in their case up to the insurrection. Meanwhile, they went after the wrong guy, Grant. I will personally hold the 5 individuals that are listed in this subpoena to account, with or without this administration, because thus far, this administration has not shown any desire or courage to go after these scum. Now, hopefully I'm wrong in the coming days, but I'm going to go after the 2 FBI agents that are on the signature block here, Jack Smith, his assistant, special counsel Maria K. Vento, and the clerk of court that signed off on this to violate my Fourth Amendment. So,
well, I will say this.
There.
I am giving the Trump administration some leeway on this. It looks like we're starting to get some action and we're moving in the right direction. The wheels of justice, even under President Trump, move very slowly in Washington. So before I jump them, I'm going to give them some time. I know it's not happening as fast enough for the MAGA crowd. I get that.
But I will compliment one person, if I may. Cash Patel, I have to compliment because guess what? The one person, because I have Jack Smith, Maria K. Vento, Angela D. Caesar, and then 2 agents, Jeremy Desor and Walter Jardina. So Jeremy Desor, as of last week, was an FBI special agent at the Washington field office. I went trick-or-treating outside of the Washington field office on Friday, asking folks coming in and out if they knew this guy, Jeremy Desor, who's at the bottom of the subpoena. And no one said that they knew him, but I also demanded that Cash Patel and anyone else that has eyes on this guy to go ahead and launch him like a booger. Thankfully, Cash Patel must have listened and fired him on Monday.